Son, you don't have to fight to be a man. That is a song by Ken Rogers. My friend, welcome to my channel, the Mind Sharpening Channel by Alex Cale. Remember, in this channel, what do? We sharpen minds and shape destinies. It is my great pleasure, and I hope wherever you are, you're doing well. God, Allah, Yahweh have been with you. And remember, in this series, we are reviewing a book. We are reviewing a book. And before I remind you the book that we are reviewing, first of all, I want to remind you that this is a book that I bought many years back, a book that has helped me in my parenting journey. And it's a book just that I thought, why shouldn't I share? You know, when you see something good, you should share with your friends. And because you as my subscriber, you are my friend, that is why I am sharing this book review with you so that we can review together and see whether whatever I benefited from, you can also be a beneficiary. That is one. Two, if you have subscribed to this channel, my appreciation. And I always say, may God bless you. If you have not subscribed to this channel, why not? Just pressing that subscription button, just pressing the bell button. It's a 1 second activity, and God will bless you, and you will be party to great teachings. So the book that we are reviewing, now I'll tell you, is a book called Shift in Parenting. Shift in Parenting, authored by Dr. Kinyanjui Ng'ang'a or Dr. K.N. Jacob. It's a great book. And previously we reviewed the first topic. Remember we said it have 10 topics. We reviewed the last one, which says, the first one, which says, understand your child. So today I want us to review the second topic. And the topic is, now I enrich my book of knowledge, my sharpening book. The topic is protect your child. Protect your child. And the shift that doctor is talking about on this topic of protect your child is the quality of parenting depends on the relationship between the mother and the father. The quality of parenting depends with the relationship between the father and the mother. So in his book, 15 Irrefutable Laws of Growth, John Maxwell, the great John Maxwell, says that by the time a child is 17 years, they have had no you can't on average for 150,000 times. Those are too many no's. And yes, you can on average for about 5,000 times. So that is 30 no's for every yes. And if you think that is a small number, then you need to redo your arithmetics. 30 no's for everyone yes. So the world is cruel. The world is cruel, and sometimes it applies brutal force, trying to tell our children how they cannot achieve their dreams, how they cannot become what God intended them to be, and destroying their self-esteem. So where is your protection coming in? Your protection coming in because you are the refuge. You are the refuge to restore the self-esteem of your kid, of your child, of your son, of your daughter. You are the one who God has bestowed with the parental responsibility. Remember, I always say, you cannot delegate parental responsibilities. You can delegate so many other things. You can delegate cooking, washing, maybe even your duties in the office. But parental responsibilities, those ones, they cannot be delegated. And one of those things that you cannot delegate is affirmation. and acceptance. You have to show your child that they are acceptable, they are beautifully and wonderfully made, and you affirm to them that they are also children of God, created in the image of God, and who are capable of achieving all their dreams that they have in this world. Now, if you don't, nature hates a vacuum. That affirmation will be done by another person, and they might not do it in the best interest of your child. So we have all been children before, and we know that children tear each other apart emotionally. Depending with where they come from, depending on schools they attend, depending on holidays their parents are able to afford, depending on the cars, type of cars the parents drive, they tear each other apart. And this destroys some children's self-esteem. So as a parent, you have to come in and affirm to them that today and the situation today does not mean it is how it will be tomorrow. And their action today will determine their tomorrow. The choices they make today will determine whether they will live the life they dream about. You realize most kids when they are teens, they dream about big things. They dream about having good houses. They dream about driving good vehicles. They dream about living in good neighborhoods. They dream about going to good vacations. And all those things are achievable. And it is for you to affirm to them that all that you dream about will be achieved by the choices you make today. So you have to make the right choices today. Let us look at this thing of protection from gender perspective. Let us start with girls. Girls with low self-esteem are extremely vulnerable to sexual promiscuity. Extremely vulnerable. Remember in one of the videos in this channel where I was discussing a topic on enterprise risk management, I have explained a word called vulnerability or vulnerable and a threat. And we said a risk will materialize or something bad will happen when a threat is able to exploit a vulnerability. So girls with low self-esteem are very vulnerable to sexual promiscuity. Trying to show people, yeah, we are still here, we are beautiful, we can also represent, yeah, we can also, catwalk and all those kind of things. And we also have something to offer. These bodies of us have something to offer. Low self-esteem. On the other hand, girls with high self-esteem, they are very comfortable in their own bodies. They don't have to show off. They have enough affirmation from their parents already that they don't need any other affirmation from anybody else. They believe in themselves. They believe in their beauty. They believe in their sharpness and in their world view. They believe that the world is theirs to conquer and that nobody should desist or should block them, or nobody should be stumbling block to them from achieving their goals. Okay? They know it is okay to wait. It is okay to hold on. It is okay to keep purity. To keep purity. It's okay to wait until that day when they find the right partner who is of the same value with them, for them to start engagements and engaging in marital affairs. Let me call them marital affairs. So, as a parent, whether single or a father, you have a great responsibility of affirming to your girls that they are beautiful, that they are wonderful, and that it is worth waiting, and that sometimes it is better to wait for the right time than to move with peer pressure and be sorry. And that affirmation will take them far. So that is your protection for girls. Let us look at boys. Boys with low self-esteem are extremely vulnerable. And do you know what they are vulnerable to? 1, vulgar language. 2, violence. Number 3, abusive language. Number 4, crime. They're trying to show the world, we are here, we are boys, we are masculine, we can do these things, we can conquer girls sexually. On the other hand, boys with high self-esteem, they don't need to use violence. They don't need to be vulgar or use abusive language. They don't need to use a lot of effort to conquer girls. No, they use wisdom. They walk with confidence. They are majestic and they shine. The world can recognize them from afar. The world can recognize them from afar. But where do they get this affirmation from? This affirmation and this behavior and this character have to be instilled in them by their parents. You as the parent, you have that responsibility. You as the father especially, you have that responsibility. You as the uncle especially, you have that responsibility. You as the godfather especially, you have that responsibility. Okay? It's good to let boys be men, but also it's good to make them realize that even before they became men, even before they became boys, even before they became male, they were human beings. And human beings are vulnerable. And human beings have feeling. And human beings are not supernatural. And human beings cannot solve all problems in this world. And when the right time comes for them to look for partners, they should look for partners of same value and similar characters, because what God said, the wife will be the helper or the woman will be the helper of the man. If you want to lift this table that I am teaching you from today, this desk, you might need a partner who is just as strong as you. Otherwise, you lift your side, but their side will be dragging. You lift your side will be up and you will be moving, but their side will be dragging because they don't have enough muscles to lift it. Okay? That just as an example. So, it's also good and very important to tell our boys it is good, and it does not mean you are not man enough if you keep off trouble. I think there is a song that I started with by Ken Rogers, where I think he talks to the son of his brother or one of his relatives, where he tells him, "My son, my life has ended and yours just begun. And I hope you are old enough to understand that it does not mean you are a coward if you give the other cheek. And it is always good to keep away from trouble if you can. And sometimes you don't have to fight to be a man." Okay? You don't have to fight to be a man. Let us give our boys affirmation that being a man is about leadership, it's about confidence, it's about provision, it's about fulfilling God's purpose in your life. And I don't think God ever wanted our boys to go into crime or to be abusive or to be bullies or to go around trying to conquer each and every woman they find sexually. Now, there are things we need to protect our children from. There are things we need to protect our children from for them to develop good character. There are so many things, but I want you to get these three. These three, they will go a long way in helping your child become a better person. Remember what we said, parenting have got no formula, but there are some processes and some laws that we can follow, and parenting would be better or would be easier for us. So what are these things? One is what they watch, what they listen to, and what they read. There is this good saying that I like that goes garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. Remember what we said in the previous video, the study of child, that the world is a world of gadgets and Internet of Things. So today, you will find your child seated comfortably in their bedroom, on your couch, on their phone or on their tablet or maybe laptop, chatting, or maybe even sharing very bad materials. Let's maybe say nudes with either an adult or with an adult who have presented himself as a kid on the other side, but this person is in faraway continent, thousands and thousands of kilometers away. Okay, so you must protect them from what they watch, who they talk to, and what they listen to, because our eyes, our ears are the way to the heart and the way to the mind. What goes in is what we copy. Even today you are listening to me because there is something I'm telling you, and you can listen and you can also see me. So who is this who is talking to a child? Who is this who is talking to your teen? What are they discussing? What kind of language are they using? Is it a language that you agree with? Is it a language that you are happy with? Is it a language that you would use yourself? That's the question. What kind of things are they watching? Are they watching things that require parental guidance, and are you able to guide? Are they watching adult materials, that are above their age? And good thing is, I don't want to elaborate on that topic, but there are parental controls that we can put on the gadgets and that we can put on our internet and our home internet. But more importantly, we can talk to these children. We can always tell them and guide them on what to watch, what to listen to, and what to read. So that is a responsibility that we have, and that, as a parent, we must achieve. The other thing which is controversial, but I know you will agree with me after listening to what I'm going to say, is friends. Is friends. I think there is somewhere in the book of Proverbs where the Bible says, never be lied to, bad company corrupts good morals. Bad company corrupts good morals. And there is an English phrase that goes like, birds of the same feather flock together. So who does your child hang out with? What is the character of this boy or girl who is a friend to your daughter or your son? What is the character of their parents, and what values do their families have and believe in? You have to know those things so that you can comfortably explain to your child why you don't want them to relate with so and so. And I usually say that one, you should have no apology. You should do it without blinking an eye, because it is either you make the right choice today or you will regret in the future. Because once your child maybe gets into bad company, maybe he's hanging out with the boys who are somehow running to do crime, to steal small things, and so on and so forth, he will end up being a criminal. There is no two way about it. And I don't think that is what you intended. Even God, when he was giving you this child, he wanted you to mold the child, do your best, and by the time the child is leaving your house, because you're handing over, you think, to the world, but you're handing them over to God. But God wants you to hand over a complete, a well-developed, a well-mannered human being. Because that's what God loves. And that is what God likes. A God-fearing human being. Finally, or my number 3 is your close relatives. You have to protect your children from your close relatives, from your significant other. Now, abuse is usually not very far away from where you sit or from where the child is being brought up. Sometimes, let us use this example. Maybe I'll give 2 examples here. One example is maybe you're working away from home and you have left your child maybe with your parents or with a relative. You should be sure that the relative who is taking care of your children is not abusing them, either mentally, physically, or even sexually, because it happens and children are silenced and they only come to speak about it later. Those things, they crush. They don't just affect, they crush the child's self-esteem completely. As a man, sometimes you are widowed or you divorce and you have custody of your children. And maybe it comes that time that you want to get another partner or to marry when children are still young and they are not adults. I think this is where you should call the FBI to investigate the person you want to marry. I don't know whether it is the FBI or CIA or whichever kind of investigator. Somebody who will give you a real story, a real picture of this woman. Because once this stepmother comes in and happens to abuse your child or your children, that dent, you cannot undo it and they may never recover. And the same case goes to women. Ladies, when maybe you become a widow or you divorce and you want to bring another man in your life, be very careful who you are bringing in so that you don't bring a wolf conniving as a sheep, because they might destroy your generation. And your work that God has given you is to build your generation, not to destroy. So those are things that you have to sit down and weigh and see when to do them and how to do them. But you have to protect your children from your close relatives, your significant others, because the dent that is put into children by those people is never recoverable. Finally, as I conclude, I want to say this. Parenting is good, and there is nothing as good and children enjoy as growing up in a complete home. But we must also agree, in our times, we are living in times when sometimes it is inevitable for couples to separate. It is inevitable. But what I would like to say is this. You are the ones who are separating. The mother and the father are separating. Mother is not separating from the children, neither is the father separating from the children. So don't bring your nonsensical dramas to the children. Keep children off all your dramas. I think you can sit down as adults and agree amicably how you are going to cooperate without dramas. If dramas must be there, look for a mediator, or maybe go to a children's court soberly, sit down, have a written agreement, have it adopted by the courts without the dramas. Because what I'll tell you is, a child will always require both parents. We all have a part to play. There is affirmation that is given by the father, and there is affirmation that is given by the mother, and they are not the same. Okay? There is that fatherly love, and there is that motherly love, and they are not the same. And I will tell you, sometimes those separations, they kill children's self-esteem. And especially when parents have separated in a manner that they cannot speak to each other. You know, they separate like strangers. Like now, even when you are visiting this kid in school, you cannot decide to go together as a father and mother because you just separated. You cannot even come together for the sake of the child. That is something I personally have never understood, but maybe it's because I have never been to that situation. But I think we need to put the interest of the child first. Then we come in as adults and solve our problems in what we call behind the tent. In front of the tent, it's about the child. Behind the tent is our small issues, is our miserable separation that we are now dealing with. With that, we come to the end of protect your child. Okay, so protect your child. We have come to an end. I think we have the next chapter we're gonna do is train your child, chapter 3, and the shift here that the doctor is talking about is in training you don't tell children what to do, you read them in what to do. Simply put, you must role model. You cannot just tell children to do X, Y, Z. You should role model to them on what they should do. Thank you very much. May God bless you. And remember to press that subscription button. Remember to give us a comment. And if you like the video, why not share? Share with your friends. Share with your close ones. Till next time. Ciao.